The United States is experiencing a significant measles outbreak. At this point, it's centered in West Texas, extending into eastern New Mexico. With more than 130 cases being reported, we've even seen our first measles-related death in 10 years. MTN's McKenna Dickey spoke with health officials here to find out more about this outbreak and if we need to be concerned.
Although we have not seen any confirmed cases here in Montana, there is a measles outbreak taking place right now in the southwest United States. Here's what you need to know.
Measles is extremely infectious. It's one of the most infectious viruses. 90% of people who are unvaccinated and exposed to someone with measles will get it.
As of now, there are more than 100 confirmed cases of measles between Texas and New Mexico, a majority of which are in school-age children, according to the CDC.
The biggest thing about measles that brings it to the top of some other illnesses is how transmissible it is, so how easily it can spread.
According to healthcare professionals, multiple different vaccine-preventable diseases will be more likely to spread over the next few years.
Because our childhood vaccination rates have decreased over the past few years, we're getting to the point where we may not have herd immunity.
That's what you're seeing right now with the current outbreak, is that it's spreading because measles spreads quickly and it impacts people that aren't immune.
While Montana doesn't have recent data on childhood immunization reports, nationally the CDC has seen a 3% decrease in vaccination rates.
That doesn't seem like maybe a big number to people, but 3% times a big population is a lot of individuals that aren't protected. More kids are exposed, they're not immune, they're getting sick, they're getting hospitalized, and they unfortunately had their first death today.
Currently, there are no confirmed cases of measles in Montana. However, the city-county health department has seen a rise in pertussis and whooping cough cases. It is recommended to keep an eye out for any symptoms and report them to your healthcare provider. In Great Falls, McKenna Dickey, MTN News.
We have had gusty to strong winds around for the past several days, but the wind was a lot weaker today for a lot of us. Still a gusty day along the Rocky Mountain front, but east of the Rocky Mountain front, it's just been a breezy day with sustained wind speeds between 10 and 25 miles per hour. We also had pleasant temperatures again today. Right now we are in the 40s and the lower 50s in most locations, so it does feel very nice outside. We did have mostly sunny skies and dry conditions throughout the day. It is going to be cloudier tomorrow, but it's also going to be warmer and it will be windier tomorrow than it was today. Then as we head into Friday and this weekend, we are going to have spectacular spring-like weather with mild temperatures, a good amount of sunshine, and little wind. Now have a look at your 7-day forecast in a little bit.
Well, we've seen considerably warmer weather this week, and for many, the focus has shifted from shoveling snow to getting yards prepped for spring. MTN's Tommy Lynch spoke with experts for some tips on keeping your trees in tip-top shape.
With the warmer weather and snow starting to thaw, it's a good time to start thinking about tree and lawn work, doing this before spring arrives.
Zach Mathis has loved falling wood since his childhood.
I've always enjoyed running chainsaws and just enjoy it. It's a good time for me. I mean, these saws are great saws.
Zach is the owner of Big Sky Tree Service and says that now is the time to start thinking about trees on your property to see if they need to be trimmed or removed altogether.
If you want to remove them right now is a really great time while the lawn is still kind of dead and stuff, and you don't have to worry as much about stuff.
Before you trim, check to see if your trees are dead. Look for peeling bark, discoloration, or branches that aren't budding. If you have a dead elm tree, it could be a bigger problem.
Now would be a good time to go through your backyard to see if you have any dead American elms that could have died from Dutch elm disease.
Todd Szymanski is the city's forester with Great Falls and said it's best to check and remove dead trees now rather than later in the tree's yearly cycle.
You always want to trim your trees before they leaf out.
Tree trimming does not only make the tree look better, it also makes it safer.
You get good branch structure on it. You know, they can become overgrown, weak branches.
If you live in the Boulevard District of town, you pay a fee for the city to manage your trees. If you are outside of the Boulevard District, it is up to the property owner.
We can advise on what to do if they have any questions.
Tree trimming is a busy profession, and usually these companies are booked out weeks or months in advance, so it's better to figure it out now before it gets too late. In Great Falls, I'm Tommy Lynch, MTN News.